Hey, okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about putting on your 3D foundation using the Buff Brush. So when it comes to working with creams, having the right tools is absolutely essential. And that's why I always recommend that you get one of the Seint brushes to apply your 3D foundation with. And the reason for that is because Seint has created tools that are specifically made to work with the creams, and so it's going to make all the difference when it comes to your application. Now, I have a few go-to brushes and tools that I always recommend for someone when they're first getting started with Seint. However, I know for some people, they are a little bit tight when it comes to their budget, and they're wanting to start with the very basics, and that's where the Buff Brush comes in. So if you are wanting to stick with a single brush to do your entire 3D foundation with, whether it's because of cost reasons or if you are maybe traveling and you're wanting to keep things really simple, the Buff Brush is the one that I always recommend for that. So like all of Seint's brushes, the Buff Brush is double-ended. One side is a little bit smaller and the other side is a little bit larger, but both of them have a very similar shape. So let's go ahead, we'll dive into the makeup now, and I will show you exactly how to use the Buff Brush to apply it all. So getting started, I'm gonna use the larger end of the Buff Brush and I'm gonna tap it into my main highlight color, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start applying it in all the places that I typically place that main highlight color. So this main highlight color typically goes underneath the eyes and back towards the temple and on the higher parts of my cheekbone. It usually kind of goes down and all around my mouth. It also goes back along the lower part of my jaw and then on my nose as well. Now, because of the density of the Buff Brush's bristles, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, try saying that 5 times fast. But because of their density, it's gonna give you more of a medium to full coverage. Now, once my main highlight is applied, I'm gonna go from the bigger end and I'm gonna flip it over to the smaller end, and I'm now gonna tap it into my brightening highlight. Now, with the brightening highlight, I like to tap it right into the very inner corner of my eye and then very gently pull it down. I don't wanna have it go all the way underneath my eye. I also like to pop it right here on the outer corner. Now, you can already see with this side having the brightening highlight and this one not, what a huge difference it makes. And then once I've done under my eyes, I like to pop just a little bit of that brightening highlight right on the center of my chin. I'll also put a little bit above my Cupid's bow, and then I will take a little bit on my pinky and I will run it down the center of my nose. Now, if I didn't have bangs, I would also put some of that brightening highlight right across the central part of my forehead. So basically, when it comes to the brightening highlight, you're gonna go in your T-zone area, so across the forehead and then down the center part of your face, and then you're also gonna put it underneath the eyes. So now I'm gonna go in and do my contour, and I'm still gonna use the small end of the Buff Brush to apply my contour. So using the small end of the Buff Brush, I've gone ahead and I've tapped it into my contour, and I've kind of put it on the upper half of the bristles. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to gently tap that contour right underneath my cheekbone. And I'm just gonna hug it up against that, and I'm gonna just slightly brush it upwards. And then once I've got the contour on my cheek, I'm gonna go ahead and take the excess and I'm gonna run it along the lower part of my jaw just to chisel out that area a little bit more. Now, you will obviously repeat that on the other side of your face, and then if I didn't have bangs, I would also place contour right along my hairline across my forehead. Now, just as a little something extra, you can also take what's left over on that brush and you could put a little bit of that contour right underneath your lower lip, just to give you a little bit more of a defined pout. You can also take some contour on your pinky and run it right alongside where you put that brightening highlight down the center of your nose, and then just connect it at the bottom and blend it out for a really nice nose contour. Now, next is gonna be the blush, and honestly, you can use either end of the Buff Brush to apply it. I'll probably go ahead and use the smaller end when I'm doing it just because it gives me a little bit more control. So to apply the blush, I'm just gonna tap it into the blush color, and I'm just going to very gently tap that color right onto the apples of my cheeks, right above where I've got that contour line, and I'm just gonna pull it back ever so slightly. And then for the finishing touches, I'm just gonna use my fingers and I'm gonna apply some lip and cheek color to my lips. And then I'm also gonna take my finger and I'm going to tap on my illuminator right along my cheekbone and down the center of my nose, maybe a little bit above my Cupid's bow. So this right here is the finished look. It was really easy to do, and like I said, I used the Buff Brush to apply my entire 3D foundation, with the exception of the few spots where I used my fingers. So like I said, the Buff Brush is amazing if you are first getting started, or if you just really like to be able to have a really simple makeup routine and you want to be able to have a single brush to do everything that you need for your face. This is going to be your absolute best friend. So if you don't already own this brush, definitely be sure to grab it. And if you have not already been color matched for the 3D foundation, please shoot me a DM. I would absolutely love to help color match you and get you started with this incredible line of makeup. And then if you are interested in what I do as an artist, and this is something that you are interested in doing yourself, I would love to get you some information about the artist program as well. So again, shoot me a DM and I will send you over some information to take a look at. And then if you decide that this would be a good fit for you, I would absolutely love to have you join my team. So I hope this was helpful. And if you have any additional questions about the Buff Brush or just about the makeup in general, definitely be sure to shoot them my way. And I hope you have a great day.